All right, I am taking my croissants and I just cut them up, about 6 of them, into my large baking dish. We're gonna place this off to the side. I'm going to grab another mixing bowl. I have 4 eggs here. We're just gonna plop those right into there. We are making an amazing breakfast. We have whole milk. I'm using about 3/4 of a cup, and I'm placing that right in there with my eggs. Beautiful. And for the fall portion of this recipe, I have a can of the 100% pure pumpkin. We're gonna be using about half of this can, and I'm just gonna place that right into our milk and egg mixture. We wanna make sure we save the remainder of the can because we will be using that in another portion of the recipe. Ooh, yummy. I'm going in with my vanilla extract, and I'm just using a cap full of that vanilla extract right into my mixture. Ooh, yum. I'm going in next with some ground cinnamon, and you can just feel free to kind of eyeball that ground cinnamon right over our wet ingredients. And the last thing I'm grabbing is a pumpkin pie spice, and the same as the cinnamon, just a light dash. You can feel free to eyeball that. All right, I'm going in with my whisk, and we're just gonna whisk all of those ingredients together. Make sure we get those eggs nice and broken up. This is gonna be an amazing fall festive breakfast that we're gonna be making. Ooh, that cinnamon, that pumpkin spice, that smell already is so delicious.
I love the color.
I know, what a fun festive color, am I right?
Yeah.
Autumn, here we come. All right, now that I have that all mixed up, I'm going back into my croissants, and I already have this pan buttered, and we're just gonna lightly pour all of that right over our croissants. Ooh, yummy. All over, making sure we're not missing any pieces. So I would hate for someone to get a piece with none of that delicious fall on there. All right, I'm going in and I'm just gonna mix all of this together to make sure all of those pieces of the croissant is nice and dredged and soaked with that lovely pumpkin mix. Like I said, this is gonna be a really tasty breakfast, kind of a twist on a classic breakfast with those fall flavors. Ooh, yum. Perfect. Now that we have these nice and dredged, I'm gonna pop this in the oven for about 20-30 minutes at 400. All right, I'm taking my 1 stick of butter and we're gonna place that in the microwave for about 10 seconds. All right, I just took this out of the microwave. As a reminder, we don't want that completely melted, just softened. I'm gonna take the rest of my 100% pure pumpkin and we're gonna place that in right with our softened butter. Ooh, yum. Next, I'm going back in with the ground cinnamon, just a touch. Our pumpkin pie spice, just a touch there as well. Our vanilla extract, just that top teaspoon on top. And lastly, we're going in with some maple syrup. And I'm just gonna go in. If we haven't guessed it yet, I'm going to be making a pumpkin butter for our delicious fall breakfast. I'm going back in and I'm just gonna mash that all together. Ooh, those fall flavors. And like I said, that butter, not completely melted, because look at how delicious that looks. Ooh, we're gonna make sure that's all evenly distributed to make our delicious pumpkin butter with those amazing fall flavors. All right, now that we have the butter to our consistency that we'd like, we're gonna pop this in the fridge for about 10-15 minutes while our French toast is cooking. Oh my goodness, we just took our fall French toast out of the oven. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my spatula, and I'm just going on the edges, and I'm gonna pull out this delicious French toast. Ooh, look at how yummy that looks. And now I'm gonna go in with my pumpkin butter that we have made. All right, we have our pumpkin butter. I'm gonna grab a generous amount and I'm just gonna place that right on top of that toasted French toast. Ooh, and look at it, it's already melting. It smells so delicious. All right, we're gonna try a little bite here. Oh, the crunch on that croissant with that pumpkin butter. Ooh, make sure it's a little hot, so be careful. Oh, that butter is so good. Ooh, that pumpkin spice too, delicious.